got my chlorophyll water and my coconut water, and we're ready to go. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sloane Elizabeth. I'm a food freedom coach, and I help women around the world heal their relationships with food so that they can eat with love and intuition and experience food freedom. In today's video, I want to really clearly outline the difference between food freedom, intuitive eating, and eating with love and intuition. I know it may sound confusing and you may have thought that all three were the same, but the point of this video is to give you so much simple clarity to understand the difference and understand which one is going to work best for you. Now, before we get into the definitions, I want to say that all of this, like this category of eating and living without diets, does work for everybody. Whether you have allergies or you have different food sensitivities or you have certain medical conditions, you can have food freedom and you can eat with love and intuition, or do intuitive eating, whichever one feels best for you. By the time you're done with this video, you will know. So yes, this is for everybody. Unless you just want to keep dieting, then obviously this isn't for you, and I'm not really here to convince you of that, but hopefully just to educate you and show you that healing exists and that food freedom is the better way to live. But again, that's up to you, not me. So let's get into the definition. Now, the first definition I want to give is food freedom, and this is my personal definition as a food freedom coach and someone that does this for a living. So to me, food freedom means that there are no rules. Like, you're free from rules, you're free from restrictions, you're free from the restrictive mentality and mindset, and you feel like you have the freedom to eat what you want and the freedom to eat all foods. Now, food freedom absolutely assumes a level of privilege and access to food. So if you live in a food desert, then it might be difficult to feel totally free with food. And so when you have this freedom and it feels like you have permission to eat what you want and there's no food rules, you're just free. Like, there's just no restrictions. You're not locked in the food jail. And that's pretty much what food freedom means. So you can have food freedom and not be eating intuitively. And I'll explain more of that in just a minute. But basically what you need to know is food freedom is about the sense of freedom. So let's say that you have food allergies, like you are allergic to gluten, so you cannot have gluten. You can still have food freedom because food freedom is a mindset, not a menu. So you can feel free to eat all the gluten-free options. You can feel free in your mindset with food without fear, without rules, without dieting. Even though maybe there are certain restrictions that you have for medical reasons, what matters more is the mindset that you have around food. And there are certainly ways that you can have a very free, abundant, peaceful mindset with food, even if you have allergies or sensitivities. That is one definition. So intuitive eating was created by two dietitians, and there are 10 principles that basically outline what intuitive eating is. Principle number 1 is reject the diet mentality. It says throw out the diet books and the magazine articles that are offering you false hope. Get angry at diet culture and all of their lies. Seems a little aggressive to me, but okay. Number 2 is to honor your hunger. And it says keep your body biologically fed with adequate energy and carbohydrates, which I agree, we need carbohydrates, but we also need protein and fat, and those give us energy too. So a little bit of a question mark there. Number 3 is to make peace with food. Call a truce, stop the food fight, and give yourself unconditional permission to eat. Number 4, challenge the food police. Scream a loud no to thoughts in your head that declare you're good for eating minimal calories or bad because you ate a piece of chocolate cake. So again, we're screaming here. Number 5 is to discover the satisfaction factor. Number 6 is to feel your fullness, honor your fullness, listen to your body signals. Number 7 is to cope with your emotions with kindness. Number 8 is respect the body. Number 9 is movement, and it says feel the difference. So forget militant exercise, just get active and feel the difference. And number 10 is to honor your health with gentle nutrition. So that's intuitive eating. It's outlined in 10 principles. And while I agree with most of intuitive eating, and I commend the 2 dietitians that created this really important movement, personally, when I was healing my relationship with food, this wasn't the most helpful. One, because I was coming from a mindset of rules, so principles kind of felt like rules to me, just based on where I had been in my healing journey. And like all the anger, like yell at the food police, scream no, get angry, like I was looking for peace, not more anger. To me also, especially now that I've healed my relationship with food and I do the same for other women, this just doesn't go deep enough, but I think it's such a beautiful place to start. And again, I'm so glad that this is becoming more mainstream and more people are understanding what intuitive eating is. But also, I don't believe that gentle nutrition should be number 10 on the list. So for me, it's just not 100% the vibe of what food freedom and eating intuitively means to me. But if it feels perfect for you, then amazing. I highly recommend you look at intuitiveeating.org and the 10 principles and all of the resources that they have there. So let's talk about the third definition, eating with love and intuition. This is based on intuitive eating, but it's pretty different too. Eating with love and intuition is about eating out of love for your physical body, your mental body, and your soul body, and really saying that all 3 are what make up holistic health, and all 3 are equally as important. So there's not a list of 10 principles. There's not even a list of 3 principles. It's about equality and equally nourishing all parts of your body from a place of love and not anger or fear. And your intuition is what helps you decide what, how much, when of each food is going to nourish and support those 3 bodies. Now, all of this is going to incorporate both science and spirituality, because the truth is that our intuition is a part of our spirit and it's a part of our soul. And this isn't about woo-woo spirituality or crystals or tarot cards or following the moon. Like, this is just about your 6th sense, like your gut knowing, your intuitive wisdom, your connection with the divine, whatever that looks like to you. And so to me, talking about intuitive eating without talking about your intuition on a soul level just has never made sense to me. But when you activate your soul level intuition and you allow that intuition plus the intuition that you get from your body cues like hunger cues, fullness cues, energy, pain, and your logic, which I call like logical wisdom or logical intuition, then you truly have all the answers that you need to figure out what to eat, how much, and when in order to support your physical, mental, and soul body. So again, eating with love and intuition means that you're taking care of your physical health and you're eating the foods that we scientifically know are going to support you. You're eating with love for your mental health. So it's ease, it's no guilt, it's peace, it's freedom. And you're eating with love for your soul health. So you're eating your favorite foods, you're eating the foods that remind you of memories, it's the holidays, it's social eating. And you're not gonna use a meal plan or tracking or anything like that because your intuition knows. Your intuition knows exactly what you need. And that intuition is a blend of soul intuition and soul wisdom, body wisdom, and mental logical knowledge or wisdom. So when you're eating with love and intuition, you have food freedom, right? There's that peace, the ease, there's no rules, no diets, no good foods or bad foods. But because we saw that eating with love and intuition does take into consideration physical health, that means that having food freedom doesn't mean necessarily that you're eating with love and intuition, because you could feel totally free with food and you might say, you know what, I feel so free to eat cookies for every single meal, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've got no guilt, not following a diet. I feel totally free to do that. But I think we could all agree that eating cookies for all 3 meals forever probably isn't what your intuition is genuinely guiding you towards if we're eating with love for physical health too. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe your physical body wants cookies for all 3 meals for the rest of eternity, but I think it's safe to assume that you would be in a very, very small minority. So those are your definitions: food freedom, intuitive eating, and eating with love and intuition. They're all related, but they are all different. So I hope that this has given you lots of clarity on what feels most aligned for you in your journey to healing your relationship with food. For more resources on how to actually heal, how to start applying this to your life, make sure that you look below, hit subscribe, and be sure to send me a message on Instagram or any of the other places that we're connected to let me know how this video landed for you. And don't forget to take my free 90-second quiz to understand what is holding you back from healing your relationship with food. That's all for now. Cheers to your food freedom, and I'll see you on the next episode.